You wake up exhausted, you drink coffee, but the real problem is that your circadian clock is running on the wrong time. Your cortisol is supposed to spike at dawn to wake you up. Instead, it peaks at midnight when you are trying to sleep. And the entire cascade starts to break. Your energy flattens, your mood sours, and your sleep fragments into pieces. By the end of this video, you will know exactly why this happens and the one habit that fixes it in days. Your circadian rhythm is not a vague idea. It is a physical clock living in a tiny part of your brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. This clock is about the size of a pinhead. It sits at the base of your brain and controls every single hormone rhythm in your body. The scene does not use a mechanical pendulum. It uses light. When light hits your retina in the morning, specialized cells called iPreCs fire a signal directly to the cin, telling it the sun has risen. That signal says time to wake. The clock ticks forward. The cin then tells your adrenal glands to dump cortisol into your bloodstream. Cortisol peaks 30 to 40 minutes after waking, lifting mood, sharpening focus, and flooding your muscles with glucose energy. This peak is not random. It is supposed to happen at sunrise, when you transition from sleep to wakefulness. But here's what happens when your clock gets misaligned. The cin sends a cortisol signal at the wrong time. If you wake at dawn, but your clock thinks it is midnight, your cortisol stays suppressed when you need it most. Your body is awake. Your hormones are asleep. You feel like you are moving through water all morning. Later that night, when the clock realizes it is bedtime, the cin floods your system with the cortisol that should have arrived at dawn. Your brain is awake at 1 in the morning. You lie in bed and your thoughts circle. Your heart races and sleep vanishes. This is not just a mood problem. This timing corruption has measurable consequences for your whole body. When the circadian rhythm fractures, cortisol no longer follows its natural arc from peak at dawn to low at night. Instead, the rhythm flattens. Cortisol stays elevated throughout evening and night, keeping your nervous system in a state of alert. This chronic elevation accelerates aging, weakens immunity, and pushes your brain to produce too much stress hormone adrenaline. Meanwhile, your melatonin cycle gets inverted. The hormone that should suppress at dawn stays high into the morning. You wake up and your brain is still flooded with the sleep signal. You feel like you have not slept at all. Studies from NICE show that people with misaligned rhythms report fragmented sleep, poor quality, and daytime sleepiness every day. They also show lower serotonin and dopamine, the neurotransmitters that regulate mood, motivation, and overall well-being. Your circadian clock can drift out of alignment in just 3 to 5 days of inconsistent light exposure. It happens fast. The fix is not medication. It is light at the right time of day. Get bright light as soon as possible after waking up. This does not mean a lamp. It means the sun or a therapeutic light box that mimics sunlight at around 10,000 lux intensity. Exposure to bright light in the first 30 to 60 minutes after waking is the single most powerful signal to your cin. The light triggers the iPre cells in your retina to fire the wake signal. The cin resets the entire circadian clock. Within one exposure, your body starts to realign. Cortisol begins to shift back to its dawn peak. Within 3 to 5 days of consistent morning light, most people report better sleep, clearer mornings, and stable all-day energy. Step 2, the light has to be bright enough. A regular lamp indoors will not work. You need direct sunlight or a light box. If you cannot get outside, sit in front of a light therapy box for 20 to 30 minutes every morning. The box should be positioned at an angle so light enters your eyes, but you are not staring directly into it. Step 3, timing matters as much as brightness. The earlier in the day you get light exposure, the stronger the signal. Getting bright light at 6 in the morning is more powerful than getting it at 8 or 9. If you work indoors and cannot get outside, set a reminder to sit by a window with curtains open or use a light box immediately after waking. Step 4, keep the light exposure consistent. Your circadian rhythm is like a plant. It needs consistent watering, not occasional flooding. Getting bright light one day and sleeping through sunrise the next sends conflicting signals to the cin. You will not see the full benefit until you commit to consistency for at least 2 weeks. But here is where most people miss the second half of the equation completely. Bright light in the morning is powerful, but bright light at the wrong time of day is just as powerful, and it works backward. If you scroll your phone or sit under fluorescent lights in the evening, you expose your eyes to blue light after sunset. Blue light is the wavelength that the iPreCs are most sensitive to. It is the wavelength that resets the circadian clock. When your brain detects blue light at 9 or 10 at night, the cin receives a false dawn signal. The clock shifts forward, thinking the sun has just risen. melatonin production suppresses. Cortisol begins to rise. You sit in bed at night wide awake, wondering why the coffee you drank at 7 in the morning did not wear off. The real culprit is not the coffee. It is that your body is still receiving its morning wake signal at 11 p.m. because of blue light. This is why sleep researchers and Harvard Health recommend eliminating blue light after sunset. Turn off screens at least 1 hour before bed. If you must use your phone at night, use a blue light filter or blue light blocking glasses. The glasses do not look fancy. They are an easy, evidence-based way to stop your evening blue light from scrambling your clock. Without this second step, the morning light alone will only get you halfway to a stable rhythm. Your circadian rhythm will still see conflicting signals every night. Think of it like this: morning light is the on switch. Evening blue light is the off switch that never fully turns on. You need both switches working in alignment. There is a third layer to this that is purely behavioral. Your wake time needs to be consistent. If you get bright light at 6 a.m. on weekdays and 9 a.m. on weekends, your clock never stabilizes. The sun uses light as the primary signal, but it also uses your sleep and wake times as secondary signals to keep the clock in sync. Even a 2-hour shift in your wake time on weekends causes what scientists call social jet lag. Your circadian rhythm gets confused, cortisol timing drifts, sleep quality drops, energy flattens out completely. The fix is to wake at the same time every single day within an hour and get bright light immediately. On weekends, you do not have to stay in bed. Wake at the same time, get your light, and then go about your weekend. Your clock will thank you by stabilizing your mood and energy across the entire week. There is also a seasonal element to consider when you live away from the equator. In winter, the sun does not rise until 8 or 9 in the morning in most of the northern hemisphere. This is one reason why seasonal affective disorder, or SAD, is more common in winter months. Without early morning sunlight, the circadian rhythm cannot reset at its optimal time. Therapy boxes become especially important in winter. Daily 20 to 30-minute sessions can prevent the winter dip entirely. Some people also benefit from an afternoon light exposure around 2 to 3 p.m. to reinforce the rhythm further. But the morning light is always the priority. Do the morning dose first, consistently, before adding afternoon exposures. Cortisol, rhythm is not negotiable. It is wired into your biology at the level of gene expression itself. Your scene controls a molecular clock built from period and cryptochrome genes that cycle every 24 hours. Light, specifically morning blue light entering the eye through eye arteries, is the reset button for this entire system. When you skip morning light, the clock drifts. When you skip morning, cortisol timing breaks. Sleep, mood, and energy collapse. When you get consistent bright light within 30 to 60 minutes of waking, the clock resets and cortisol peaks at dawn. The same is true in reverse. If you expose yourself to blue light at night, you send a false dawn signal and wreck your rhythm. The complete protocol: morning bright light daily, evening blue light elimination, and consistent wake times. That is all you need to fix what most people try to fix with expensive supplements and prescription sleep aids. Your clock was never broken. It was just looking for the light signal you forgot to send. This is educational information about how light affects the circadian system. It is not medical advice. If you take medications that affect sleep or mood, or if you have a diagnosed sleep disorder, consult your doctor first. For most people, 30 minutes of bright light exposure in the morning is safe and has no side effects at all. If you start light therapy and experience headaches or eye strain, reduce duration or intensity, or move the box farther away, start tomorrow morning. Get outside or sit in front of a light box within the first hour after waking up. Do this every single day for 2 weeks and track how your sleep, energy, and mood change. Your circadian rhythm will do the rest of the work for you. Stop waiting for supplements or gadgets to fix your energy. The answer has been there since sunrise every day. Light in the morning, darkness at night, wake at the same time. That is the complete protocol that works.